Hello and welcome. For today's video, I'm going to show how I start a wipe as Druid. So first of all, for any new player, it has a ceremonial staff at the start. Remove that here, place in a flanged mace and a crystal ball. Then you equip this rawhide instead of the elk wood. And then you set that as base gear and you equip it, because this is the setup you want to start with. Why? Because this gives you enough knowledge to equip these spells. These are all your healing spells. This is your tree end. You need this tree end if you want to block doors or place them behind mobs so you can target them easier, like the Goblin Mage or whatever. You want these spells. You could go Dreamfire if you want to fight, but I don't want to fight. I just ignore everyone, loot, level up, get to 20 as soon as possible, then I go into High Roller. Because that's where the gold is at, right? So get these spells so you can sustain yourself. With any damage you take, you can easily heal up. And get this because it works good against PvE. Then you go here, you go to perks and skills. You normally have natural healing here, which is this one, which gives you healing. It looks great. You're thinking like, oh, well, this is great to start with because I don't have any pots yet and this gives me healing. No, these 3 spells you have are enough healing. Even if you're not great at the game, these are enough. Why? Because you cast these. If you're out of these somehow, like maybe you are really new at the game, you get hit 50 times, you're out of it, you just sit down, recover. This recovers in, I think, like 3 seconds. You have one of these. So you get a free pot in like 3 seconds. So there's no point in using natural healing unless you have extra perk slots. Because natural healing here actually makes a lot more sense because you don't really need any of the offensive like PvP ones yet. I would still go for Dreamwalk because if you get collapsed on by a rogue, it's a better escape tool. But I mean, it's up for preference, right? If you get hit a lot, natural healing makes sense as a second perk. But you need the instant shapeshift. You need this. If you don't use this, you are playing a trash class. Instantly equip it. And just use your healing spells and then sit down to restore them. Okay, so this is pretty much the basics. Now you just go into here, go into solos, go into normal gear score 0 to 24. This means you have no extra gear on that you could have brought out, right? So it's just the basic squire gear you can bring in. You could, in some cases, there are pieces of gear that you can bring out, can bring in, etc. to stay in this, but forget about it. This is just what you take. So you just go into, I go into Goblin Caves. It's easier, I think. And also I know Goblin Caves a lot better. And it's easy to get out. You just get in quick, loot quick, get out. And with these continuously active dungeons, you pretty much spawn in instantly. Or at least as fast as the game lets you. Spawn in. My sound this time is alright. If I use mage casts, my sound is screwed. But I'm not playing a mage, so it's fine. You're pretty much looting only. Strength. This is a really good base. You want the strength bases or agility bases, because that's gonna be your gear as long as you don't find anything better. Strength bases or agility bases, and eventually you're gonna make a full kit out of one of those. So either full strength or full agility. And then eventually after that, you're gonna play hybrid or anything other than that. But for now, what you pick up mostly for yourself, like this is strength base, this is strength base, but this has less strength, more will, so it's kind of bad. You can break anything with bear. Left click for certain, like for most things, but you have to right click those barrels. Keep that in mind, because right clicking barrels is 1 tap. Left clicking takes 2, which is longer. And pretty much, oh, that's an agility. That's an agility base. I want to show that, but it's a rogue's cowl. I don't know. Anyway, a rogue's cowl, you can equip it. The only The only agility bases you have are for pants. You have a frog, which gives agility. It's not a great base though. But you have boots, you have rings, cloak, but you don't have these two. You don't have gloves or head as agility bases. Yet, at least. There is one base you can use for agility gloves. Okay, for example, in this situation, if you're new, by the way, just easily pop one of these. You can take one of those and then you fight the other one. Especially if you're a new player, you don't want to have to dodge both of them at the same time. It's just bad gameplay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. There are Grave Wolf gloves, which do give agility and max health, but they're crafted, right? You don't have that at the start. And at this point, you're just looking for anything that gives you gold or XP. So you open everything, you kill everything, and then you get out. This is a decent base. That's what I... You don't have to look at it yet. Like, I know that it's a decent base. Because people will want knowledge. And vigor as a leather cap is decent as well, but... What you're just looking out for is just for your own gear. If you're new. If you're not new, obviously pick up everything that you know is good. But if you're new, you're pretty much looking out for mainly your own gear. Which is strength base and agility. Why? Because you're not gonna know from anything else if it's good or not. So you might as well pick up things that at least you can use. Even if it's not the best. There are videos online on how to dodge all of these. Like, I think it's like Ryan 6 days a week or something who uploads videos like that. Where he tells you exactly like how you dodge this mob, how you dodge this mob. There are probably other videos as well. You should look them up. Because it's an easier way to find out like how and what to do against certain mobs. Okay, this is really good. So you instantly drop this. You don't have to drop this. Oh, this is really good as well. So I look at this really good. Why? Because physical power and armor pen gives you damage. Straw hat is good as base because it gives you strength. And this is a rare one which gives you 4 strength. Right? This one is good because it gives you max health. This is a really good stat for a druid. And it gives you armor, which is a really good stat for a druid. And the base gives you 3 strength. So, honestly, I think this might even be a bit better in most cases than the straw hat. But I prefer to have a bit more damage. The other one is more defensively. Now, I'm not gonna explain how you dodge every mob because that would take a long time, but a lot of these swipe attacks that skeletons do, you can look down while you crouch and then slightly move away to the right and then you dodge it. But it's not a guaranteed dodge, and you also have to look out for whether the ground is even. If you're slightly up, then dodging and looking down doesn't work because it'll just headshot you. Which is a lot worse than just getting hit from the side. So it can be really bad if you don't know what you're doing. Pumping out a lot of information here. So I understand if you don't completely understand everything if you're new, but I'm trying to give as much as I can. Pick up rare bases anyway. Especially if you're new to the game. It's probably just best to pick up the rare bases. I think I saw old cloth being used to craft these new bags. I'm not sure though. I saw it online. I think people data mined it. I'm not sure if it was old cloth or whatever, but these are probably gonna be really good. Why? Because it's a new class and the stats on this, will and agility for casters is actually really good. So pretty much I'm full. Now, normally I would continue just looting. Because I know what's good and a lot of this isn't good. Right, I just picked it up. But if you're new, just get out. Just look at the map. You can see here. You see a blue stairway. That means it's a way to get out. And they made it so it opens up earlier now, so you can actually just leave when you want to. With these mobs, it's just they hit while you walk backwards, and then you hit. So you exchange hits. And don't be greedy as well. Just let them hit, you hit. Walk backwards. They hit, you hit. Now, obviously, if you get better at the game... Obviously, as you get better at the game, you can decide for yourself. Like, sometimes you can hit twice, and sometimes you can hit first. But if you're new, just do the they hit, you hit situation. Now, you gain gold easily. Like, this is a good base, by the way, because it gives strength. But I need the knowledge first, so I'm gonna put it in my stash. And then when I have a full kit, I will equip everything at the same time. Because equipping it once now, it doesn't do much. But equipping all of it at the same time makes me good in bear form, which is pretty much what you're aiming for. Or if you have agility bases, you want to be good in that. So, I know these are bad. If you are new, you have no clue if these are bad. So, in your case, you want to hold them. I'm going to sell them, but if you are not sure, you want to level up to 20, go into the marketplace, and then look them up. But you can't do that yet because you're not 20. So, I know they're bad, so I sell them, but if you're not sure, just hold them in your stash, wait till you're 20. It's going to be quick because I'm already level 3. You need like 5, 6, 7 games, and then you're 20, right? If you get out every time. These, I know they're good. These are also good because they give armor, but I'm not sure how much they are early on. These are horrible. These are kind of meh, but the base might be good. These are really good for me. And this is how I exchange it, right? You sell all these ones to collector. Some of these you actually need. And I'm not sure about these now. Because crafting is in the game. And I think you do that with that. These are quest item. You won't know that at the start. So you might as well just sell them. These are good as utility. But all of this you don't necessarily know if you're new. So you might as well sell them. And then, or stash them. And then when you find out later, you have it. But it's difficult because you won't always find out. I stash all these because I can get these from the squire back. These candy canes are good. You should sell them when you're 20. Pick all of them up. They're always expensive. Because here you can just exchange them for good items, right? Like this is insane if you have one more. So just pick them up. They're probably used to get the best gear you can get early on. So yeah, these I'm selling. So you just sell them to a vendor. Doesn't matter which vendor. Like at the start, people thought maybe some vendors gave more for certain items. It's not the case. They all give the same. And then yeah, you just go back to merchant, go back to squire, equip this, get your pots back. Now these pots, if you don't have this open, they won't be put back by the squire. So the pots that I dropped in here, you can just take them back. Like you can just take these back if you want. I don't need them because I don't use the healing, but you could, right? So this way you can easily stack up 3 pots. Same with this. And you get your gear back as well, so you can pretty much drop these in a dungeon when you find better ones. And then if you want to stay in 24 and below lobbies, you just go back to the squire and put them on. And pretty much you do this exact thing over and over again to gain gold and XP. And then when you're 20, you get the marketplace and you can sell everything. And that way, everything you find now, you can easily sell later. And this is really strange. I'm not used to this. Now you might be wondering, what is strange here? Someone has looted all of this. Like he's sitting there. Like he's gonna be cringe or what? Anyway, I'm not used to dropping into a dungeon where everything is looted. Which is the case here. Like, this is so strange to me. But yeah, you just loot, you get out. And you need that instant transform that I showed you at the start. Because that instant transform lets you just run away from everyone. Like I was doing. Wait, they both give 3 strength. That's really strange to me as well. So you might be wondering, okay, you're a druid, why are you not transforming? You need stats to transform. Well, okay, you can transform. Like, obviously I can go bear. But your damage in bear form scales off of strength. And in panther off of agility. So I'm not fighting in those forms because I don't really have strength or agility. So I do barely any damage. So it's bad. So pretty much the only thing you're using is your casual flanks mace, and you use bear to open barrels. And then you use red form to run away. Jump through doors, whatever. And you don't fight unless you have the gear as a druid. As a fighter, you have base stats, everything, like your base weapon, etc. They all work. As a druid, it's not really the case. Like, you're way worse if you don't have gear. So you just don't fight. You have the mobility to just not fight if you don't want to fight. So use that mobility, just run away. Especially if you're new at the game, always run. Like, there's no point as druid to fight early. Even more so when you're new. Because you have no clue when you're strong, when he's weak, when he's low. Like, it's all too much. Just keep looting continuously. Because all of this gives XP, right? And that's what you're after. All these mobs, killing them as well, gives XP. And you want the loot. Now the loot is not amazing in normals. But then again, it's also not bad. Now another thing that I want to show after looting this. Like, obviously you can jump through a door with red. Like, I'll show it here. You pretty much want to jump when you're close. Like here, you want to jump, instantly transform. So you stand here, about here. You hold it, and when you jump, you let go. You don't wait. Like, you do it at the same time. Why? Pretty much because if you wait, you miss time because you walk into it. Okay, so how do you judge it? Well, it's kind of loose. I know from experience you can walk here, jump, boom. But even though I know that, I can't tell you exactly why. Like, even if you're a bit farther away, you can still do it. Like, but maybe you clip it, or maybe it blocks. It all depends on the door as well, because some doors are lower, and then you can't jump through them at all. Right? So keep that all in mind. Some doors are different. Most of them aren't. So they just feel the same, but it's all pretty much, I do it on feeling. Like, I know how it should look as well, but when I do it purely on feeling. I just spawned in and it's already end of the game. But yeah, someone asked me to show how I made my gold at the start, or how I play my games. And I decided, you know what, might as well. Okay, look, there I got headshotted because I was standing on something that elevated my height. But I'm a druid, so it doesn't matter. I just heal myself instantly. Huh. Damn. Okay, these are going for my first strength kit probably. I mean, the stats on it are horrible, but the base is really good. As a druid, you mainly want health. And like max health on gear. I don't have any here, but you want max health, and then after max health you want either armor, dexterity, action speed, certain things like that. But mainly you want max health. Obviously, if you go hybrid, you want agility on strength gear and strength on agility gear. But That's a bit more advanced, like more like for when you're farther in the game. You can't find any strength leggings yet, but eventually with crafted gear you can get the wolf leather leggings or whatever they're called. And until you get those, heavy leather leggings are the best for bear form. So I'm using these as well. I'm keeping these. I'm storing these as well. I'm just stacking strength gear, right? So I can get a full kit of strength gear. I still don't have any intention to fight. But if I do fight, I at least have a chance, right? That's pretty much the reason why you build this gear. This is pretty much just how I go about it. I should have accepted all the quests as well, but eh. Well, I mean, you should look at the quests. I don't like doing quests, so I generally just don't do them. But they're, at least early on, they're decent to do. Well, that's actually not bad. But yeah, this is how I just farm the early levels. And then until 20. Okay, for example, I'm 6 now. I can equip another perk. I like Dreamwalk. Safer. You can go natural healing. You can go Thorn Coat as well if you want to fight more. Maybe Sun and Moon for some defenses, but I think this is best. But yeah, if you're level 20, you go into High Roller. You do pretty much the same, but your loot is a lot better and the difficulty goes up a bit. So the gear you store here, you can bring into High Roller. And then you pretty much make yourself a bit stronger so it's easier. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. It's not difficult at all. Any new player could do this. And like these things are kind of meh, but the moment you get into High Roller, your entire inventory is going to be with things you can sell. And if you do it fast enough, if you get to High Roll fast enough, that's all gonna sell instantly because decent gear sells really good at the start of the league or the wipe, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And let me know if you want to see more of these kind of videos. Maybe the High Roller part. I don't know. But yeah. Bye.